Right people, how you doing? Now we're going to get to the very last of Christopher Lee as Dracula, the very last film he ever did. That being Dracula's Specific Rites, or as I like to call Dracula's Specific Rim Job. Again, like Dracula 72 AD, this is a review and it's a rant. What do I mean by that? Because again, it's a bit... Now when this first come out, a lot of people said, oh, don't watch it, it's shit. And I've seen a lot of reviews where it's been rants. They say it was the rekiss, and it was the rekiss, and it was the fucking rekiss of the Dracula film. Now Avara, remember Avara? Beautiful woman in a day. They've had a nice big asset. Even she bitched it, and some of the B movies she used to present, fucking hell. And even she fucking booed it, nude it, and said it was the worstest one. And I was half and half in watching this one, because I thought, here we go, I'm going to be one of this, it's going to be fucking bad. But I'm surprised. I'm not going to offend it, but it wasn't as bad as what people made it out to be. Yeah, it wasn't as bad. That's why I'm not swearing, I'm not effing, I'm not jeffing like a fucking sailor man. I just didn't think it was that fucking bad of a film. I didn't think it was that fucking bad of a film. Right? So what I can say about this is, I just don't think it was that bad. But I can't offend it. Is it as bad as Dracula 72 AD? No. But it's still not a great film. I'm going to say the things what I think are good, and the things why I don't think it's that great. Right? Now again, like most films I've reviewed, it had two different titles. Brides of Dracula and Dracula the Specific Rites, and I give it my third name, Dracula the Specific Rim Job. Right, the good things is it's a lot bloodier. Doesn't all batten the door again, but that starts with Dracula when he's not as gruesome. I do like the idea of Christopher Lee coming back as Dracula one last time. I like the fact that they're giving more lines and they're giving more to do. That's it. Oh, Peter Cushing comes back. And you don't have his granddaughter in the role, the actress. You have another actress, but it's Miranda Lumber. Surprised to see Miranda Lumber in this type of film, but Miranda Lumber plays his granddaughter. That's the good things, right? And they bring back that cop who was in Dracula 72 AD, and they give him a lot more to do. There you go. Now the shit things about the film. How the fuck did Christopher Lee as Dracula come back is beyond me, because it doesn't explain how he come back. The last we saw of him in Dracula 72 AD, or AD, he got killed by Peter Cushing as Van Helsing. You know, he speared him with the fucking wooden stakes, and he dossed it. So suddenly he just mentally resurrects. No, resurrection! He just fucking comes back. Doesn't explain how. Another thing is, it's just over the fucking top. There's a bit in it where it feels like the British version of the X-Files. You know, you've got these people dealing with espionage and that. It feels like I'm watching a spy film. That is Christopher Lee played in a Bond film as the Bond villain. You know, Man the Old and Done. And it just feels like I'm either watching a fucking Bond film or the X-Files. You know, an American version. Now, you've got a guy in it. I remember seeing him in the Third Omens film. He's not bad. He's doing a really good job in the role he's getting. But again, it doesn't really save the fucking film. Again, it's a bit where he's helping them out and they're restituting. Now, to me, I felt it would have just been better that you would have had Peter Cushing as Van Helsing dealing with devil worshippers. Because I felt Van Helsing was one of them that could deal with all sorts, you know, monsters, vampires, goblins, whatever. But then you got Christopher Lee, and it just feels like a wasted role for him. It feels like you're watching three different fucking films. A film about devil worshippers, where they see him with sacrifice this woman, this girl, and then she just comes back from the dead, and it's after it shows a rune eagling up. Right? Then you've got fucking something what looks like a biker's film. It dies bikers chasing this girl, and then you got a bit that feels like you're watching a fucking spy movie, and it's like, what the fuck? There's a funny scene in it where Christopher Lee pretending to be this guy, pretending to be Chinese, because he's doing Kung Fu. Because I know he did Kung Fu in the late 60s and 70s. And his face is darkened. And you can see it's fucking Christopher Lee. Fucking hell. But I do love the bit where Peter Cushing outsmarts him and he puts a small toss under a book and it burns his hand. But again, even fucking Peter Tussin over that. Dracula! And I'm thinking, seriously, this is the point where you can actually, it's safe to say that Hammer House was going downhill in 73, and I think it was only in 1975 when they said bye-bye to Hammer House, and you can fucking see why with shit like this, where Peter fucking Tussin is ruining his acting role by over fucking acting. Even Christopher Lee overacts in it. And it's to do with him getting, it's pretty hard to say now with what's going on in the world nowadays, but he's trying to get this poison, what could poison the world, because he knows it's going to be the end of the world, and Dracula wants to rule the world and end in one ending jury. And to me it's like, it's just over the fucking top. For a Dracula film, it feels like they don't know what film they're making. Is it a spy movie? Is it a biker's film? You know, you're going to see fucking Evilton Evil. Is it an American version of the fucking X-Files? Is it a devil worshipping film? Is it a film with just Van Helsing in it? Or is it a fucking Dracula's film? And you can definitely see why Christopher Lee said fuck it and got it a fucking day. You can see why. You can fucking see why. Even Christopher Lee, you can see the pain in his face. Christopher Lee is sat there thinking, what am I doing in shit like this? You can definitely see why this was the last fucking Dracula film. It was only, thankfully, 1 year after, in 1974, they probably offered Christopher Lee to do another Dracula film. Probably offered him to do it. And Christopher Lee had an option to star as the Bond villain in Man with the Golden Gun, you know, a Scaramanga, or be Dracula again. And I think Christopher Lee saw the script of what was to be the next Dracula film, thought, fuck this, there's going to be an amateur to do this, I'm going to be Scaramanga. I'm going to be fucking Scaramanga, and I'm going to star in the next fucking Bond film, being a Bond villain. And thankfully so, because that probably saved his fucking career. I like Christopher Lee, don't get me wrong. Christopher Lee, in my eyes, is a damn good actor. But the two Dracula films, to me, was his Rites, and this was definitely his Rites. But compared to 72, I'm going to be honest, I just didn't think this was this bad. I'm the only one who's sort of offending it, but not offending it. If you want to insult it, feel fucking free. Now, again, he gets a poisonous thing, and people were dying, but he'd do some. There's a scene in it with the vampire women, and again, this is a bit where I can be insulting. You've got vampire women, right? And they're all tied up. Why the fuck are they chained up? Why would you not have them in the cellar protecting his area? They're all fucking chained up like a fucking chain tank. And I'm assuming he spills holy water. There's a spill clot. Again, it's fresh water. Would it be holy water what kills vampires? Check me if I might wonder. I thought it was holy water. And he spills holy water on them, and you assume they melt, but you don't see anything. It's just this fancy colouring bit in it. You know, it goes all hippified. And you thought, no, alright, for that area, they weren't going to make it that juicing, but, you know. But you're assuming that the spring water, fuck it, I've got it, holy water. It just fucking melts them, I'm assuming. You don't see it because it didn't sell a lot, so I'm making it sound more juicing than what it is. Dracula's chasing Christopher Lee, you know, Christopher Lee, duh. Dracula is chasing Peter Tussin, I meant to say, as Van Helsing, and he gets caught in these thorns. So why he thoughts in the thorns? I can see the fucking thorns. He's fucking Dracula gone blind. But he's going through these thorns and he's getting cut to fuck because he's a dickhead. Van Helsing gets a wooden piece of wood, that's a wooden stake, stakes the fucker. Dracula falls on the floor, melts, and you get a bit of music, and in fact, it fucking sounds like the fucking, remember the, all because a woman loves mute chocolate. It sounds like that. I'm expecting the guy to say, all because a woman loves mute chocolate. Even the opening's stupid with sad old bats and the same sort of music. And you can definitely see why this was the last of Christopher Lee's Dracula films. And it's sad. It's fucking sad. But compared to the 7 fucking Warriors, or the 7 things that came out after, where you had another actor playing Dracula, I think it was the 7 Warriors, where it was like fucking Kung Fu meets vampires. Yeah, it does sound stupid, but they did make one like that in 74. It's nowhere near as bad as that. Compared to Dracula, which is just a fucking joke, or even a porn version, I'm not making this one up, called Lust at First Bite in 78. So it's doing me into testing. It's nowhere near as bad as them. I'm not offending it, but it's nowhere near as bad as them. But you can definitely see why this was the last of Christopher Lee's. You can definitely see why. Other than that, see you later.